We are now going to do a very gentle yoga sequence on a chair. You can do it on its own, or if you wish, you can also do it as a warm-up before you do any other sequence. So sitting in the middle of the chair or towards the front, and it's good if you have some block or maybe some dictionary that you can put under your feet so your feet are a bit higher. And we'll start by sitting tall, relaxing the neck, relaxing the shoulders. And we'll go into pran mudra, so with the thumbs touching the tips of the ring fingers and the pinky fingers. And we relax the hands on the thighs, gently closing the eyes, breathing in and out through the nose, gently and slowly. And we just take a few moments to check in, to see how we feel today. Noticing if there is any tension in any part of the body. And I invite you to notice while we are doing this warm-up sequence, how this affects the tension in your body. Does it help? Does it move the tension? Does it dissolve it? The practice we are going to do is called Pawanmuktasana. And it's very nice to do on its own or to do as a warm-up before you do any other sequence. We can release the hands, move the fingers a little bit. Gently open your eyes. And we'll start with some warm-up of the toes. So moving your feet so that the toes are free to move up and down. And we'll start by just bending the toes, spreading them apart, just a few times. And notice how easy or how difficult it is to actually move all your toes. You might feel that your toes don't bend at all, but if you practice regularly, you will get more flexibility in the toes, in the feet, in the whole body. Next, we're going to bend the ankles. So you can bring the heels a little bit closer to the edge of your block and point and flex your feet. Again, notice any sensation in your ankles. You might hear some cracking noise, but it's not dangerous at all. That's just normal. It's the body waking up. Next, we're going to rotate the ankles. So I like to take just one foot at a time, just to lift it. And with my hands, I just manually rotate the ankle. Trying to create really nice circles in one direction and in the other direction. And then we'll change side, taking the right foot on the left thigh and rotating the right foot. Again, be aware of the difference between one side and the other. Maybe one is easier than the other. And it's fine, just notice it. Next, we're going to move to the knees. So placing your hands under the right thigh for support, gently lift your right leg and extend the leg. So the knee is moved gently in one direction. And then you can make circles, little circles, clockwise and anti-clockwise. And although this looks very easy, it's not that easy to draw a perfect circle. We'll change side, lifting this time the left thigh a little bit, supporting with the hands, and first extending the leg. Drawing circles. One way, and then the other way, anti-clockwise. So we warmed up the toes, the ankles, the knees. Now we're going to warm up the hips. So to warm up the hips, you can just open your hip to the side and create little circles. In one direction, and then in the other direction. And we're going to change side, opening the left side of the body, creating little circles to warm up the hip in one direction and in the other. If your knees and your hips are fine, you can also do a half butterfly pose, bringing the right foot on your thigh and then moving the knee up and down. But only do it if your hips and knees are perfectly fine. If not, just keep circling the hip as we did before. And the other side. So the idea is not to make big movements, but just gentle, small, little movements to warm up all the joints in the body. And we are now ready to move to the upper body, extending the arms in front of us, turning the palms to the ceiling, and making fist with the thumb inside the palm. And we're going to rotate the wrists. in one direction and again in the other direction. And this is particularly important to do if you spend a lot of time writing in front of the computer, typing. It's very good to do this. Next, we're going to extend the hands, but this time with the palms facing down, and just moving the fingertips, pointing them downwards and then upwards. Noticing the sensations, not just in your wrists, but also in your forearms, maybe in your upper arms as well. Keeping the arms extended, but turning the palms up towards the ceiling. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, bend the arms, bringing the fingertips on the shoulders. Inhaling, extending, and exhaling, bending. We'll do that a few times, warming up the elbows. Next, we're going to keep the fingertips on the shoulders and draw the elbows together in front of the body and making big circles with the shoulders. Nice, big movements with the shoulders. In one direction and then in the other direction. Last one. And release your hands on your knees. Inhale, and as you exhale, draw your chin towards your chest. We'll repeat that 3 times. Inhaling, looking up, and exhaling, chin to chest. Noticing the sensation in your neck, in your upper shoulders. Don't push too hard. Just let the weight of your head do the work. On the next inhale, come up, and as you exhale, look over your left shoulder. Coming back to center on an inhale, looking over the right shoulder on the exhale. So if you do that with your eyes closed, you can go a little bit further. But be very mindful, very gentle. It's just a warm-up. On the next inhale, you come back to the center, and on the exhale, draw your left ear towards the left shoulder without lifting the shoulders. And notice the nice sensation on the side of your neck. Inhale to center. Exhale, change side. Inhaling back. Exhaling, left ear to left shoulder. Inhaling back. Exhaling, right ear to right shoulder. And last time on each side. Coming back to center, gently close your eyes. And I invite you to check in again and noticing if there is anything different now. Do you feel that the tensions you experienced at the beginning disappeared or maybe moved? Just being aware of what's happening in your body. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes.